While there's truth to the idea that money alone doesn't guarantee fulfillment, this belief often masks a deeper fear of having desires or wanting material things. It can create guilt around enjoying abundance or using money to enhance your life experience. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. Today, we're clearing poverty consciousness. By listening to this, you will release all your financial blocks. Before you can step fully into your wealthy self, there's something we need to address together. Hidden within your consciousness, woven into your neural pathways, embedded in your cellular memory, are patterns of thinking and feeling about money that were never truly yours to begin with. These patterns didn't originate with you. They were handed down through generations, absorbed from your childhood environment, downloaded from a culture that teaches scarcity as reality and struggle as virtue. They've been operating in the background of your consciousness like invisible programs, limiting your capacity to receive and maintain the wealth that is your natural birthright. Today, we're going to identify these patterns, understand where they came from, and then dissolve them completely. We're going to clear the energetic pathways that have been blocked by fear, shame, guilt, and unworthiness around money. We're going to create space in your consciousness for wealth to flow as naturally as breath flows through your lungs. This is about going to the root level of your money programming and transforming it at the source. This is about healing the wounded relationship with abundance that has kept you separate from your financial truth. You might not even be consciously aware of these blocks. They often operate below the threshold of awareness, sabotaging your success just as you're about to break through to new levels of prosperity. They whisper things like money is the root of all evil, or rich people are greedy, or I don't deserve to have more than others. These beliefs feel so normal, so much like your own thoughts, that you might have never questioned them. But today, you're going to recognize them for what they are: inherited limitations that have nothing to do with your true capacity for wealth, and everything to do with programming that no longer serves your highest good. Feel into your relationship with money right now. Notice any tension in your body when you think about having vast amounts of wealth. Notice any guilt that arises when you imagine living in luxury while others struggle. Notice any fear that comes up when you consider what people might think if you became very wealthy. These feelings aren't character flaws or moral compass points. These are simply conditioned responses that have been installed in your system through years of exposure to poverty consciousness. And what has been installed can be uninstalled. What has been programmed can be reprogrammed. What has been learned can be unlearned. The wealthy version of your future self is calling to you right now, inviting you to release these barriers, to clear these pathways, to create the energetic space necessary for true abundance to flow into your experience. Your future self knows that your wealth will serve not just you, but everyone whose life you touch when you are operating from abundance rather than lack. Now, to begin, I want to guide your consciousness into a brainwave state where profound healing and transformation can become possible just by listening to my voice, the sound of the words. I am creating a shift within your conscious mind as you listen. Imagine that your consciousness is like light passing through a prism. Right now, we are going to separate that light into different frequencies. A allowing your analytical mind to drift into one spectrum while you are receptive. Your healing mind moves into another spectrum entirely. Feel your awareness begin to expand in all directions. Ripples moving outward from a stone dropped into perfectly still water. These ripples of consciousness are moving beyond the boundaries of your physical body, beyond the walls of this room, beyond the limitations of linear time and three-dimensional space. As your awareness expands, notice how your breathing has become so natural and effortless that you might forget you're breathing at all. Your heart continues its steady rhythm without any direction from your conscious mind, just as your unconscious mind knows exactly how to heal these money patterns without any interference from your thinking brain. There's a part of you that's becoming very curious about how it feels to let your eyelids become so heavy that keeping them open requires more energy than letting them close. And as they close, you discover that closing your eyes opens an entirely different kind of vision. The inner vision that can see energy patterns and emotional imprints and the invisible architecture of your consciousness. Your body is beginning to feel different now, as if it's made of something lighter than flesh and bone. It feels like you're floating. It feels like you're melting into the surface beneath you. It feels like you're expanding beyond the boundaries of where your body ends and space begins. Time is becoming fluid now, the way it does in dreams, where a moment can contain lifetimes, and lifetimes can pass in a single breath. Your conscious mind might try to track how long this has been happening, but that kind of measurement belongs to ordinary consciousness. You're moving into extraordinary consciousness, where healing happens outside of time. Listen to the sound of my voice as if it's coming from far, far away, across vast distances of space and consciousness, reaching the deepest parts of your mind where your money programming was first installed. My words are traveling down through layers of awareness like warm honey, penetrating deep into the earth, reaching places that ordinary consciousness can never access. There's a part of you that's becoming fascinated by how your unconscious mind is so much more intelligent than your conscious mind, how it can process thousands of pieces of information simultaneously, while your conscious mind can only focus on one thing at a time. Right now, your unconscious mind is scanning through decades of programming, locating every pattern that limits your wealth, preparing to release what no longer serves you. Feel yourself drifting deeper into this healing trance, like sinking into warm, luminous honey that holds you completely safe, while allowing your consciousness to become fluid and changeable. In this state, old patterns dissolve as easily as sugar dissolves in water, and new patterns form as naturally as crystals form in perfect conditions. Your rational mind might wonder how this works, but Your deeper mind already knows. Your deeper mind understands that consciousness is the foundation of all reality. And when consciousness changes, reality changes to match it. Your deeper mind knows that the poverty programming was never really yours. It was just borrowed limitation that can be returned to where it came from. You're now in the perfect state of receptivity, where the deepest layers of money programming can be accessed and transformed. Your conscious mind can rest, and rest so completely, while your unconscious mind does the precise work of locating and releasing the patterns that have kept your wealth at a distance. Now we're going to bring unconscious patterns into conscious awareness so they can be released. As I speak certain phrases about money and wealth, notice what arises in your body, your emotions, your energy field. Don't judge what comes up. Observe with compassion as we illuminate the hidden beliefs that have been running your financial reality. We begin with, money is the root of all evil. Feel how this phrase lands in your system. Does part of you believe that having money will corrupt your character or compromise your spiritual growth? Does part of you believe that money has caused major problems in the world? This belief creates an unconscious resistance to wealth because your psyche tries to protect your goodness by keeping you away from what it perceives as corrupting. Rich people are greedy and selfish. Notice any charge around the statement. If part of you believes that wealthy people are inherently bad or evil, your unconscious mind will sabotage your own wealth to prevent you from becoming bad or evil. There's not enough to go around. Feel into this scarcity belief. If you believe that your wealth means someone else must have less, your compassionate nature will keep you from taking more than your fair share. This zero-sum thinking blocks the understanding that wealth can be created infinitely. Then there's the belief, I don't deserve to be wealthy. This is perhaps the most insidious block because it operates at the level of identity and self-worth. If you don't believe you deserve abundance, you'll unconsciously create experiences that confirm your unworthiness. Money doesn't buy happiness. While there's truth to the idea that money alone doesn't guarantee fulfillment, this belief often masks a deeper fear of having desires or wanting material things. It can create guilt around enjoying abundance or using money to enhance your life experience. It can create resistance when money actually does create happiness. Then there's the classic, which I hear all the time or see in the comments. Spiritual people shouldn't care about money. You seem to have lost your spirituality, Brian, when you talk about money. This belief creates a false separation between spirituality and prosperity, as if being conscious means you must struggle financially. It prevents you from understanding that abundance can be a tool for service and spiritual expression. It is a part of the spiritual journey. And it is spiritual bypassing to ignore it. Sometimes we hear this phrase, I'm not smart enough to be wealthy. This belief about your capabilities creates a ceiling on what you allow yourself to achieve. It keeps you playing small because you don't believe you have what it takes to succeed at higher levels. Then there's money causes problems. If you associate wealth with stress, conflict, or complications, your mind will keep you at lower financial levels to protect you from these perceived problems. As each of these beliefs has been spoken, you've likely felt some resonance more strongly than others. Some might have felt completely foreign, while others felt uncomfortably familiar. This is perfect information about where your blocks are located. These beliefs aren't facts about money or about you. They are simply thoughts that have been repeated so often, in your consciousness that they become unconscious assumptions about reality. And now that they've been brought into the light of awareness, they can begin to dissolve. Take a moment to acknowledge these patterns with compassion rather than judgment. They developed as protective mechanisms, as ways your psyche tried to keep you safe based on the information it had available. Thank these beliefs for trying to protect you, and then prepare to release them as you outgrow the need for this particular form of protection. Now we're going to journey back to the earliest foundations of your money programming to heal the wounded child within you who learned to believe in limitation. Your relationship with money was largely formed before you were old enough to think critically about what you were absorbing from your environment. Feel yourself becoming very young again, perhaps 3 or 4 years old, with all the openness and vulnerability of a child who is learning about the world through the eyes and words of the adults around them. In this state of innocence, you absorbed messages about money, not through logical analysis, but through emotional osmosis. Perhaps you heard arguments between your parents about money that made you feel scared and unsafe. Perhaps you absorbed the stress in your mother's voice when she worried about paying bills. Perhaps you felt your father's frustration when he talked about work or money being tight. As a child, you naturally concluded that money causes pain, stress, and conflict. Maybe you heard phrases like, "We can't afford that," so often that you began to believe that wanting things was wrong or selfish. Maybe you were told that money doesn't grow on trees in a way that made you feel foolish for having desires. Maybe you learned to associate asking for things with being a burden or disappointment. Some of you may have grown up in environments where there genuinely wasn't enough money to meet basic needs. You might have experienced the fear, stress, and insecurity that comes with true financial lack. Your nervous system learned to operate in survival mode, always scanning for threat, always preparing for scarcity. Others may have grown up with adequate resources, but parents who carried their own poverty programming from previous generations. You absorbed not just your family's financial reality, but their emotional relationship with money, their beliefs about what was possible, their fears about the future. Feel into the scared child within you who learned that money was dangerous, scarce, or corrupting. Feel into the part of you that decided it was safer to not want too much, to not dream too big, to not expect abundance because disappointment was too painful. The child within you has been trying to protect you all these years by keeping you away from what it learned was dangerous or painful. But now, from your adult perspective, you can offer this child a different understanding. Speak to this child with all the love and wisdom you have available. Dear one, I understand why you learned to fear money and limit your desires. You were trying to keep us safe based on what you observed. But now I have new information. Now I understand that money is simply energy, a tool that can be used for good or harm, depending on the consciousness of the person using it. Now I know that we can be wealthy and still be good people, loving people, spiritual people. Feel this child beginning to relax as you offer this new perspective. Feel the fear beginning to dissolve as you provide the safety and understanding that was missing during those formative years. Feel the scarcity programming beginning to release as you replace it with new beliefs about what's possible. Continue speaking to this child. You don't have to protect us from abundance anymore. We're safe to receive wealth. We're safe to have our desires fulfilled. We're safe to live with prosperity and joy. Our goodness doesn't depend on our financial limitations. Our worth doesn't require us to struggle. Feel the child within you beginning to smile, beginning to feel excited about the possibility of having desires fulfilled rather than constantly denied. Feel the natural enthusiasm for life and abundance that was your birthright before you learned to limit yourself. The healing is rippling through all the years of your life, updating every memory, transforming every experience where scarcity programming was reinforced. Your inner child is now free to want, to dream, to expect good things, to receive abundance with joy rather than guilt. The poverty patterns you carry aren't just from your childhood. They extend back through generations of your ancestors who survived times of genuine scarcity, war, economic collapse, and historical trauma around money and resources. These patterns live in your cellular memory, in your DNA, in the morphic field of your family lineage. Feel yourself connecting to the long line of ancestors who came before you. See them standing behind you in an endless chain stretching back through time. Many of these souls lived through periods when scarcity was a matter of survival, when wealth was dangerous because it made you a target, when hiding your resources was necessary for safety. Your great-grandparents may have lived through economic depressions, where having money one day and losing it the next was a real and terrifying possibility. Your ancestors may have fled from countries where their wealth was confiscated, where being prosperous meant persecution, where poverty was the only safe option. These survival patterns were necessary for their circumstances, but they have been passed down through generations long after the original threat disappeared. Your DNA still carries the programming that says, don't stand out, don't have too much, hide your resources, prepare for loss. But you are not living in your ancestors' circumstances. You are not facing their threats. You are not limited by their historical reality. You have opportunities for wealth creation and financial security that they could never have imagined. It's time to honor their struggle while releasing their limitations. It's time to transform the family lineage from one of poverty consciousness to one of abundance consciousness. It's time to become the ancestor who breaks the cycle of financial limitation for all future generations. Feel yourself standing at a pivotal point in your family's financial evolution. Behind you stretch generations of scarcity and struggle. In front of you lies a new timeline of abundance and prosperity. You are the bridge between these two realities, the one who transforms the family pattern from lack to abundance. Speak to your ancestral line with love and gratitude. Dear ancestors, I honor your struggles and your survival. I acknowledge the trauma and fear you experienced around money and resources. I understand that your scarcity patterns were necessary for your survival and safety. But now I choose to transform this lineage. I choose to heal the ancestral wounds around money. I choose to create a new family pattern of abundance, prosperity, and financial freedom. I do this not just for myself, but for all future generations who will benefit from this healing. Feel the ancestral patterns begin to dissolve as you speak these words. Feel the cellular memory updating to reflect new possibilities. Feel your DNA releasing the survival programming that is no longer needed for your current reality. See your ancestors beginning to smile as they witness this transformation. Feel their blessing as you break free from patterns that have limited your family line for generations. Feel their support as you step into a level of prosperity that they could only dream of. The ancestral poverty patterns are dissolving now, being replaced by new patterns of abundance, creativity, and financial wisdom. Your family lineage is being healed backward and forward through time as you transform the fundamental relationship with money and wealth. You are now free to accumulate wealth without triggering ancient survival fears. You are free to be visible in your prosperity without activating ancestral trauma around persecution. You are free to think in terms of millions and billions without your lineage programming pulling you back into scarcity. Now, I want to address the deepest and most pervasive blocks to wealth: the guilt, shame, and unworthiness that arise when you consider having significantly more money than most people around you. These emotions act like energetic anchors that keep you tethered to lower financial levels, no matter how much you consciously want to be wealthy. First, let's address the guilt. This is the voice that says, "How can I have so much when others have so little?" This guilt comes from a misunderstanding about the nature of wealth creation and a false belief that your abundance somehow takes away from others' opportunities. Feel into this guilt about having wealth while others struggle. Notice how it creates contractions in your energy field, how it makes you want to hide or diminish your success, how it sabotages your prosperity just as you're beginning to accumulate real wealth. But here's the truth that dissolves this guilt. Your wealth doesn't take away from others. It creates opportunities for others. When you are abundantly resourced, you can employ people, invest in business, support causes, and contribute to the economy in ways that create value for everyone. Your prosperity becomes a gift to the world rather than a burden on it. The most generous thing you can do is become wealthy, so you can share from overflow rather than giving from depletion. The most loving thing you can do is model abundance consciousness so others can see what's possible for them. The most spiritual thing you can do is become wealthy, to become a steward of wealth who uses resources for the highest good. Now feel this guilt dissolving as you understand that your wealth serves not just you, but everyone whose life you touch. Feel yourself becoming excited about the good you'll be able to do when you have unlimited resources at your disposal. Now let's address the shame, the deeper feeling that there's something wrong with wanting money. Something wrong with watching money videos? Something unspiritual about enjoying material abundance? Something shallow about caring about wealth? This shame makes you apologize for your desires and hide your financial goals from others. This shame often comes from religious or spiritual teachings that create a false separation between money and consciousness, between material success and spiritual growth. But consciousness and prosperity are not opposites. They are partners in creating a life of service and contribution. Feel this shame dissolving as you recognize that money is simply energy that can be used consciously or unconsciously for good or harm, for service or selfishness. There's nothing inherently wrong with money, any more than there's something inherently wrong with electricity. It's all about how you use it. Let's address the unworthiness, the deep-seated belief that you don't deserve to have vast amounts of wealth, that you haven't earned the right to live in luxury, that you're not special enough to have millions of dollars. This unworthiness often stems from comparing yourself to others and finding yourself lacking, or from beliefs about having to prove your value through struggle and sacrifice. But your worth isn't determined by your achievements or your suffering. Your worth is inherent in your existence as a conscious being. Feel into the truth that you deserve abundance, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. You deserve wealth because you're alive, because you're conscious, because you have the capacity to use resources in ways that serve your growth and the growth of others. Just feel all the guilt and shame and unworthiness around wealth dissolve now. Feel yourself becoming worthy, deserving, and excited about accumulating and using vast amounts of money for your highest good and the highest good of all. Your wealthy future self has been watching this entire clearing process with compassion and wisdom, knowing exactly what needs to be healed for you to merge completely with the abundant version of yourself. Now, this future self wants to share some final guidance about releasing the remaining barriers to wealth. Feel your future self step forward, this version of you who has successfully cleared all money blocks and now lives in complete financial freedom. This future self radiates the confidence that comes from having unlimited resources the peace that comes from knowing you'll always be provided for, the joy that comes from using wealth as a tool for creation and service. Listen as your future self speaks to you. My dear past self, I want you to know that every money block you've carried has been a teacher, showing you exactly what needed to be healed for our full integration. By now it's time to release these teachers because you have learned their lessons. The poverty consciousness that you've been clearing today was never your truth. It was simply borrowed programming that you absorbed because you were unconscious of your power to choose your own beliefs about money. But now you are awakening to your power to create your own relationship with wealth. I want you to understand something important. Every time you've created financial drama or loss, these were not failures. These were your psyche's way of keeping you safe based on programming you carried, but that programming is being deleted now. From this moment forward, you don't need to protect yourself from wealth by creating financial problems. You don't need to prove your worthiness by struggling. You don't need to stay small to make others comfortable. You have my permission to be as wealthy and rich as you desire without apology or explanation. The blocks you've cleared today have created energetic space for millions of dollars to flow into your experience. Not because you need millions to be happy, but because millions will give you the freedom to express your highest gifts without limitation, to serve at the level your soul wants to serve, to live as the full expression of who you truly are. Trust that your wealth will come in perfect timing and perfect ways. Trust that you'll know how to handle money consciously when it arrives. Trust that your prosperity will be a blessing to everyone around you. Trust that you were born to be abundant. Feel your future self's energy merging with your current consciousness, downloading all the confidence, wisdom, and abundance consciousness that you'll need for your financial transformation. Feel the money blocks that have been cleared today being replaced with empowering beliefs about your capacity for wealth. Your future self is smiling now, knowing that this clearing has created the foundation for your breakthrough. The path between your current reality and unlimited wealth is clear and open. Feel your energy field expand to accommodate levels of wealth that would have been overwhelming before this clearing. Feel your nervous system upgrade to handle the frequency of millions without stress or overwhelm. Feel your identity expand to include the version of yourself who manages vast resources with wisdom and grace. The energetic space we're creating is not just about having millions in your bank account. It's about becoming someone who can receive, manage, and use millions in ways that serve your highest evolution and the greatest good of all. It's about developing the consciousness that naturally attracts and maintains this level of abundance. Feel millions of dollars beginning to move in your direction right now as something that's naturally flowing toward the clear, open channel you've become through this clearing process. Feel opportunities for wealth begin to organize themselves around your upgraded consciousness. Your energy field is now calibrated to the frequency of millions. Your identity now includes the wealthy version of yourself as your natural expression. Your nervous system now operates from abundance rather than scarcity, and your cellular memory now holds the pattern of prosperity rather than poverty. The energetic space for millions to flow to you is complete and available. Your wealthy future self is no longer blocked by past programming, but free to express through your current experience. The poverty consciousness that once limited your capacity for abundance has been dissolved and replaced with wealth consciousness that knows no limits. Feel gratitude for this profound clearing and transformation. Feel excitement about the financial abundance that's now free to flow into your life. Feel readiness to receive and use wealth as a tool for your highest expression and service. Your financial blocks have been cleared. Your abundance channel is now open. Your wealthy future is now your accessible present reality. Welcome to your new relationship with money, one of freedom, joy, and unlimited possibility. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. And welcome to The Reality Revolution. Hello, it's Brian Scott. And I'm beyond excited to finally announce a live, in-person, 3-day event that I'm hosting in Los Angeles on November 21st through the 23rd. This event came about with the help of Kyle Boyd and Leah Rush from the Heart Coherence Collaborative. We came together and decided to help put together this event after hosting a retreat in Maine. After we sold tickets for this retreat, it sold out almost immediately. We had so many requests for tickets, so many people that came to us wanting to participate in that event, that I decided to put on this event with the help of Kyle and Leah. We have found the most amazing venue. This will be the most transformational experience of your entire life. The entire event is designed to help your every wish come true, to help you live the greatest life you could ever live in all of your lives. I have developed a technology and a system of meditations over 10 years of research, as I have shared with you on my YouTube channel and my podcast. This research has gone into how to properly shift into parallel realities and manifest your dreams and desires. And I have come up with a set of immersive meditations that I can share with you over a 3-day period of time, designed to connect you to and shift you into your ultimate reality. I will teach you how to live in that new reality, how to maintain and navigate your way into this new reality. And when you walk away from this event, your life will be changed forever. Whatever it is that you're looking for right now, if you need to heal from something, to find the love of your life, to find wealth, to find your purpose, to ascend, to evolve, whatever that is, whatever your desire, this event is designed to bring that to you. There is a timeline available for you where you can live the very best life that you could ever imagine, where everything is always working out for you. And this event is designed to shift you into that reality and make it something tangible and real that you experience. I have had so many people who have experienced the most amazing miracles undergoing this set of meditations. People signing record contracts and book deals and making millions of dollars within weeks. I can share so many stories with you from the people that have utilized these meditative technologies that I have developed. I have been in the laboratory working on different techniques and ways of helping people achieve their dreams, and it took me a long time to figure out this particular sequence of teachings and meditations, and the only way that I can deliver it to you is not through a single meditation, not through my YouTube channel or my podcast. It's through this immersive experience that I can offer over 3 days. And so I hope to see you there. I hope to hear from you, to get to know you, to find out what it is that you want to shift into, to answer your questions, to help guide you. I'm nothing more than a bus driver, and I want to take you to the land of your dreams, and that's what I'm here for. So please buy a ticket. You can find it in the description below. This event will be one of the most amazing experiences of your entire life. And with that, there is no doubt. The most incredible music, we will have karaoke, we will have the most amazing teachings. I promise you that this will change your life.